I'm Grace from 11 Social, and today I'm with a special guest who just won the National Science Olympiad 2024. Welcoming Jayvin. Hi Jayvin, I'm Grace, and congratulations on your winning for the bronze medal in National Science Olympiad 2024. So I'm pretty sure that almost all people in the school have heard the news of you winning the OSN, but could you please introduce yourself again so literally everyone in the school or even outside the school will get to know you?
Hello listeners!
Hi!
Jayvin Stanley Chen. I am from Year 9 Hopper, and in here you can just call me Jay, that's what most people call me. And if I am not in the school, sometimes I go by inordinate as well.
Hi Jay.
Now Jay, I'm going to ask you some questions related to your success of winning the 2024 OSN. So first, how did you prepare for OSN? Was it different from your preparation for regular exams like unit tests, mid-tests, and finals?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. My preparation for OSN is vastly different compared to my preparations for my regular tests, midterms, etc. My preparation for OSN mainly involves me reading a ton of material, mostly from textbooks or online sources, and then using this newly gained knowledge to do some practice questions. Although I usually only end up doing half of the practice questions because I'm not able to do half of the practice questions.
How long did you usually take to do those practices?
Usually to do these practices I take about 1 hour, but it can depend on various circumstances such as, amount of material to be covered, my motivation, blah 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on.
Okay, so you say that your source of learning is from various textbooks and online websites, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you let us know what kind of textbooks you used for your study?
So here's the textbook that I mainly use for OSN preparation, and as for websites I just randomly Google up what I need to know and then just read from there.
I see. So moving on to the next question. How did you feel before studying the test? Were you nervous or you are rather excited?
Before starting OSN, I felt extremely nervous. The stakes were extremely high, plus, well, I didn't know like half of the physics material. So that's why it's just extremely nerve-wracking.
So were the tests in Bahasa Indonesia or in English?
If it isn't obvious enough, the test is in Bahasa Indonesia, fully in Bahasa Indonesia.
So did you had a hard time trying to understand those questions?
I had sort of a hard time, but not such a hard time that I gave up completely.
I see, okay. So the third question, what did you do while waiting for the results to come out?
Initially, while waiting for the results to come out, I planned to have like a small celebration for myself because I gave what I've got and decided to explore the area around the competition venue, which was around in central Jakarta. But turns out I could not go anywhere, so I was basically stuck in my hotel doing what is the current equivalent of nganggur, aka nothing.
And what was your reaction when the results were announced? Were you satisfied or did you feel you could have done better?
I sort of felt both. I sort of felt that I could have done slightly better because then I realized in the theory section of the test, I basically answered none of the essay questions correctly, so it was either partially correct or totally incorrect. But then again, I am extremely delighted by the results because I would have expected to get, well, absolutely nothing because of, the extremely high stakes. But it turns out I got something in the end. Sweet result.
Yay! Okay, moving on. If you can win a competition at the national level, that means you're smart, right? So would you mind sharing some tips on how to reach your level? For example, like what are your study habits?
As for study habits, I do not really have a concrete habit. I often switch things up, but if there's one thing that has allowed me to reach this point, it is constantly revisiting anything that you feel rusty. So whenever I have some rusty knowledge, aka some knowledge that I actually know but I couldn't really get out of my brain, I just reread back those notes, either from the textbook that I'm familiar or like just straight up Googling it.
That's what a typically smart person would do. So okay, so for the next question, Jayvin especially asked me to ask him in Indonesian, so we're going to switch language now. Jadi pas musim ulangan atau pas banyak PR gitu, kamu tim SKS atau tim nyicil dari beberapa hari sebelumnya?
Sebenarnya tergantung ya. Kalau tes biasa, kalau musim tes biasa biasanya gue tim SKS. Tapi kalau OSN sama kalau ada olimpiade skala besar seperti itu, gue tim nyicil.
SKS itu apa ya SKS itu?
Sistem kebut semalam. Okay. Nice. Okay, so next we're going to switch back into English. Shakira once said the successful one is not the intelligent one, but the diligent one. Do you agree with that statement? Or do you believe that intelligence beats diligence?
I think overall, diligence beats intelligence. I mean, like, sure, intelligence has some role in play, but I think what Shakira said, where diligence beats intelligence, is mostly correct. Because if you have only intelligence sitting around in your brain, it's not going to do anything for you, right?
Right. I totally agree with that. Do you enjoy studying though? Like, is it part of your daily routine?
It depends on the subject. If it's like maths or science, I incorporate it into my daily routine, although not very consistent. But if it comes to other subjects, especially Bahasa Indonesia, PKN, like some other subjects, I hate studying them.
So you like studying math and English? Math and science?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. So besides studying math and science and other subjects, what other activities do you do in your free time? Do you have any hobbies?
As for hobbies, I normally just cook with whatever I have in my home.
Future cook.
But I'm not a master chef, okay? Can you dress me up in the master chef costume?
Okay, later just cool it. Okay?
Okay, aside from that, I just play games and mostly, well, that's it.
Okay, so looking back at your current routine, how do you feel? Are you happy and satisfied with it? Or do you find it boring due to repetitive activities?
I'm gonna be frank with my daily routine, it is actually really boring because I only get to do like the same crap every single day. And this competition life, okay, especially with OSN, I think it is really exciting in part due to me being able to break apart this repetitive cycle. I hate repetitive cycles, must I say.
Yeah, must be sus. And last, final question. If given the chance to participate in OSN again, perhaps in high school, what would you do? Would you accept the opportunity or pass on it?
I would 100% accept the opportunity. As I said, my daily routine is freaking repetitive, and if I had the chance to break that repetitiveness, I would take it. Plus, it gives me a ton of scholarship deals.
Okay, so that's all of my questions. Thank you so much for your time and efforts to willingly join in today's podcast. Once again, congratulations on your achievement, and me and also other school members hope that you can try further and become more successful. And for you guys, thank you for listening to our podcast today. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.